What's up, guys? Becca Me is here. We got Smallville, Season 7, Episode 6, Lara. Okay, Lara, I think. So yeah, this episode starts off in the past on Krypton, where we see Kara and her father and her father Zor-El is telling her to evacuate Krypton. So then she's like, "Hey, why don't you come with me?" But he's like, Zor-El is the Brainiac construct, or as we know, Brainiac. so yeah, so they eventually, so she leaves, and then we get into the present day where we see our normal Kara flying flying and she hits a plane. So Clark, who still wants to know about where Kara is, because remember, Kara is mad at him from episode 4. So so yeah, so yeah. So and and so yeah, she actually hits a plane. Yeah, so yeah. So Chloe learns about Lana's plan called ISIS, and Lana wants to help people. We actually saw her in a room in ISIS where she's spying on Lex, but I didn't mention it until now because I remembered it. So yeah, that's what happened. I remember stuff, and I've watched the episode, and I forgot to mention it, and then I remember it. So yeah. So anyway, Clark is trying to look for Kara. Kara, she's just trying to do it. Kara's just trying to do is she's looking for the stone that I remember Jean Jean Jones, air quote Jean Jones, not air quote, but Jean Jones said would destroy the planet. But she's trying to look for it. So yeah. So yeah. But and Clark and she tried to like sleep with his girl or whatever. Clark's like, what's up? We've been worried, and she's like, yeah, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. You sided with a Martian manhunt. You sided with a Martian over your own family. So yeah, you can't do what I say. And he's like, well, and he's like, you have to come. And she's like, I don't have to listen to you, and pushes him, and he's like, and she's like, stay out of my life, Clark, and leaves. So yeah, so she attempts to take the crystal from. She attempts to get into Lex's office, but then the evil FBI guy arrests her and puts her in like this. Puts her in this like she puts kryptonite in her bloodstream, which reenacts her memory on Earth with Lara, and and, and on Earth with Lara where like where they're like where they're like this is where Clark this is where this is when she revealed she was pregnant to Lara revealed she was pregnant to Kara, and she was like, this is where Clark, her baby's gonna go with his family. We even see the picture of a young Martha. So yeah, so they're talking, but then, but then, who busts in? But Zor-El. So Clark, so yeah, but then we get out of the dream sequence, and Clark saves him, and saves him, saves her, but actually doesn't save her because he tries to like hit the kryptonite, but the kryptonite went into him, and he also experienced the same flashback where they also, yeah. So yeah. Also, it was Kara that came up with naming Lara's baby Kal-El because she was like, when he's on Earth he can think of us, so maybe in the stars he can think of us. So she thought of the name for Clark. So yeah, but Zora was like, hey, you can't eat, Kara, just go. So she's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, you're my science. I just need hair, and she's like, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be one of your experience, but then Kara comes in and she's like, Dad, but then he takes out a memory wiping stone and is like, you won't remember this day, and so Clark saves her, and Clark just uses like a super punch to jolt her back to life, and she realizes that her father wasn't really a nice guy. So, 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 yeah. And also Lionel like shoots the agent guy, so he's dead. But he was evil, so we don't actually have to care about the agent guy. Agent Loader, I think his name. I forget his name. That's another agent. I forget the guy's name. But yeah, so Carr realizes that. Yeah, Carr's dad was really not a nice guy because he erased his own daughter's memories so she wouldn't remember being on Earth with Carr's mom. That's very evil. So, so, so yeah. So yeah, and and yeah, so this episode was really good. Actually, also Jimmy and Kara. Jimmy's like, hey, Kara, and she's like, oh yeah, let's get some Chinese food so you can see more about the drumstick, those sticks, the Chinese chopsticks, and she's like, had to remember that. And she's like, and Jimmy and Chloe's like, hey, just because we're not dating anymore doesn't mean we can't be friends. And he's like, I kind of have a date with, I'm kind of hanging out with Kara, or yeah. So yeah, so this episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good episode. One thing that bugs me about this season is they keep referring her as Kira, and I kind of don't like that because when I watch Supergirl, I'm there to say, hey, it's Kara Danvers, aka Supergirl. But the Smallville's like, hey, it's Kira, and I kind of like that because it's kind of like, and I know it's not a big problem, but yeah. So I like name Kara, so I'm gonna keep her calling her Kara. So like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, night, or evening, and I'll see you next Smallville.